Hello, in this video I'd like to share a few points on why I don't think buying a new build is a good idea, especially if you're not going to live there for a long time. So new builds are notorious. They're notorious for being overpriced. So although I know that a lot of people are able to buy that because of the incentive, so sometimes they allow you to put down 5%. Sometimes the developer can say they will even pay maybe stamp duty for you, or they might even give you free upgrades. And some of those things are enticing. Yeah, I understand that. However, if you want to buy a new build, there are some things that you need to consider. But I would say, if you can, maybe avoid it because it's overpriced. Generally, it's overpriced. Sometimes you're paying 120% of the price of the house, and then as soon as you buy it, the value goes down, and it will take a few years before it starts to stabilize. The second reason is that they are usually very small, so the room sizes are smaller. Everything is choked together because the developers are trying to maximize profit, right? So in a small piece of land, they will cram as many properties in there as possible, and then they just make everything small. It'll be difficult to move around within your own property. So another reason why I think they might not be the best is they are usually smaller in terms of their sizes. And also the other point is that they are usually poorly built. They can actually fall apart within a very short time. Although I see that some developers can give you some maybe 2 years guarantee on the building and then 10 years guarantee on the roof, but generally the quality of the build is poorer. Compared to the more older properties. So these are the three reasons why I think that if you can, you should avoid buying a new build. However, it's not all negative. It's also possible to consider it based on one or two things. One, the energy efficiency of the new builds. Because they are recently built, they have better insulation, so they tend to be more energy efficient. They retain some of the heat. If you're lucky to get a good one in a good place, you can get the heat retained in the property. The second thing about it, which is like an advantage, is that everything is new. So probably you're the first or second person to be using it. So everything is new. It's going to take a while for the boiler to fall apart, to blow up, or for the cooker to stop working. Everything is brand new. So that sentimental consideration is there for buying a brand new property. However, the other disadvantage that I didn't talk about is that usually they are in the middle of nowhere. They're far away, far away from schools and things like that. If you want to buy a new build, I'm not saying don't buy it. Have one or two things in mind. One is to plan to stay there for a long time. New build properties are like new cars. It's not advisable to buy a new car if you're going to change it again in another 3 to 5 years. No. If you want to buy a new car and you get value for it, you better use it for 10, 15, 20 years. That way, you've maximized your money. Same thing with new build. If you buy a new build property, try and stay there for as long as possible. That way, the decline in the value as soon as you moved in will have stabilized, and then you'll be on your path for growth over time. And within that 10, 15, 20 years that you're living there, the other development will have come to the area and they make it even a better place to live in. So if you're considering buying a new build, please consider to stay there for a longer time so that you can maximize the potential of the property. I hope this helps you. So let's share this with everyone who is planning to buy properties, especially in the UK.